Okay, so on the last episode of Danky Ball Z, we were talking about how Matt Dillahunty, ultimate sellout, ultimate traitor, ultimate chud. Like a chud, he had this guy, Rationality Rules, on his fucking show, The Atheist Experience. And let's just look at Rationality Rules' channel real quick, just to get an idea. So who was this guy? He's a chud who has 211,000 subs, and he made a series of videos basically talking shit about transgender people, saying they shouldn't be allowed to participate in sports. Trans women aren't real women. They shouldn't be allowed to participate in sports with real women. And trans men aren't real men. They shouldn't be allowed to participate in sports with real men. The same kind of logic that, kept black people at separate water fountains and separate booths in restaurants, that kept women in the home, in the kitchen, that kept gays and lesbians fearful and in the closets. The same line of thinking. Scientism, whatever you want to call it. It's a way of using conventional science, which is, they don't acknowledge its Western bias. They don't acknowledge the sort of heteronormative biases that might exist nowadays. And even if those biases were absent, they would fucking find a way in their very selective interpretation of the evidence to find a way to justify scientifically, and I say that in the loosest term possible, their hatred of gay people. So, upon discovering that the Atheist Experience had this guy on their show multiple times, a lot of trans people and their allies were very upset, and rightly so. This guy is a scum. He shouldn't be allowed on anywhere the fuck near the atheist community of Austin. And so what followed was probably the best thing you could do in a shitty situation, which was to denounce the fuck out of him. Which the ACA did. They published a scathing denouncement of Rationality Rules, of transphobia. They say that they welcome their trans allies and members, and that they love trans people and tell us what we can do better. All that good stuff. But this thumbnail was put up by Rationality Rules, where he essentially paints himself as Galileo. You guys forget, he's the real victim here. It's not the trans people who have a suicide rate, a low estimate, at 41%. 41 fucking percent. That is, it should be 0. Okay, it should be 0%, but it's 41. And dip ass little fucking stupid piddly videos like this that get 150 something thousand views aren't helping. And Matt Dillahunty, having this fucker on your show is certainly not helping. Is not encouraging to trans people. It's not validating to trans people. If anything, you should be putting out content that encourages and validates them, helps lift them up, and offer them a safe space from all this fucking bullshit. You live in Texas, dude. You know how bad it is down there. Just 3 hours away, I think, in Houston, some gay woman was kicked into a coma in broad daylight. She was beaten so bad she was in a coma, and then she was murdered when she got out of the hospital. This happened, dude. She was a trans woman. So you throwing the entire trans community under the bus is disgraceful. And so Matt Dillahunty, Rationality Rules, and all of the chuds framed themselves as the victims of this. and said, "How dare the ACA denounce rationality rules? They need to redact that denouncement." And anyone who didn't agree with the redaction was kicked out or forced to resign. Namely, somebody like Tracy Harris, who's been there for 13 fucking years, and who was my favorite host on the show because she was very patient, unlike Matt, who is a fucking hothead. But anyway, so he essentially made it a boys' club, a boys only club, where he and his chuds can just sit around and I guess be the next fucking Sargon. Congratulations, Matt. It's only a fucking matter of time before you get an invite to go on the Joe Rogan show. I guarantee it. You're in the queue now, buddy. Congratulations, you've gotten attention from some real big dick boys on YouTube and on the internet. I hope you're fucking happy. I hope you're happy, and I hope it was worth the cost of probably driving some trans people to commit suicide. Yeah, I'm going there, dude. When you host a dude on your show multiple times who puts shit up saying essentially trans people aren't trans women aren't real women, trans men aren't real men, they shouldn't be treated like real women and real men, that is so psychologically damaging to trans people. It might just be the thing that pushes them over the edge to see somebody they look up to. If I was trans and I looked up to you, I can't imagine how devastated I would be. I'm straight and I look up to you and I'm devastated by this. I mean, this is some fucking sewer fuel, dude. And you have been so callous and so just uncaring in your fucking lack of a appropriate response. So what did you do? You say, "Oh, well, the redaction was justified because they said in the statement that Rationality Rules made videos, plural, when he only made one transphobic video." Okay. That's like saying, like, Rationality Rules, like, killed just one puppy, and you said he killed puppies. Like, it doesn't matter, dude. You kill a puppy, you're a sicko. The same is true. You make one fucking transphobic video, you make 100 transphobic videos. This guy's got an audience of 250,000 fucking subscribers. You don't think that that had a giant reach? Tons more reach than my piddly ass little fucking channel does. And then you put him on your show. Public access call-in show. On TV, dude. And it's all the fuck over the internet now. You have platformed this dipshit. You do the exact same fucking thing Joe Rogan does. You have these fucking chuds on your show. You platform them. You don't call them out on any other bullshit. And then you get all shocked and chagrined when people get pissed off. Once again, if you didn't want to get people pissed off at you, then you should not have associated with this asshole chud Rationality Rules. So, all that's to say, screw you, Matt Dillahunty. You used to be my senpai. Matt Armadillo Hunter is a fucking chud. He's a fraud. He's a sellout. He's not a real skeptic. He is just a legalistic bastard. He is a piece of shit. And I feel very comfortable saying that he has done the trans community so dirty. And so to finish off, I just want to say that trans rights are human rights. And trans rights for all. But especially for trans people.